Oh, that was a that is a yes.
Thanks for this look at life before the internet so kiddos can know about the porn desert we olds endured. But just a reminder, this is 1999. Jim has a computer, a working modem, and should be able to see as many unblurred, bod-based bosoms as he likes. Also, us having to blur an already distorted human breast because somehow in 2024 we still live in a that was a culture.
Something wrong with the reception?
Only reaching for the remote after your mom says something instead of grabbing it immediately the second someone walks in the room. Movie doesn't know how to hide its shame correctly.
Read this, please.
Oh,
And let's get this.
I refuse to believe any parent of a teenage son is this oblivious to what they do in their room behind closed doors. Even Ned Flanders wouldn't be this surprised. Parking a school bus on the side of the road in front of the school. You've completely blocked this driveway with your giant yellow petri dish, you inconsiderate cad.
Oh, dude, the L word?
Scene does not contain a Jennifer Beals.
Instead of playing our instruments regularly, we should play them backwards.
This sin is for this asshole not playing along. Look, buddy, you want to roll with the band crew, you gotta play your dues. Also, this young woman is clearly taking a hit from her saxabong. And did I just invent a saxabong? Trademarked, copyrighted, patent pending, no takesies.
What I'm drinking, it's mochaccino, it's not coffee.
Thinking mixing hot chocolate with your coffee makes it not coffee.
Hey, at least I know what third base feels like, okay? You're still just a bat boy.
Not officially warning me that this movie was in the DCEU.
Like warm apple pie.
While this sets up a future gag, it in no way offers useful information about what to expect during sex. So the sin here is for America's abysmal sex ed system that leads teens to seek information from unhelpful sources like Steve.
Oh, yeah.
oops.
Just a quick early reminder that Stifler was the breakout star of this series, and people thought his shenanigans were hilarious.
I'm a sophisticated sex robot sent back through time to change the future for one lucky lady.
The fact that this fictional movie starring discount Seth Green here would still have been better than this 90-minute conglomeration of outdated stereotypes. I know we are supposed to be invested in Jim's attempted meet awkward with Nadia here, but why is no one sitting on this couch? I've been to parties. Seating is the first thing to go. That was fast. Was Stifler just waiting by the door to let people in? In the real world, someone near the door just lets them in and they get kicked out later when they're caught sacrificing a goat to the Dark Lord of Dissonance in one of the downstairs bedrooms. Don't with the band kids, man.
You have to pay attention to a girl. Be sensitive to her feelings. Relationships are reciprocal.
Jeez, even the times the movie attempts ideas of healthy relationships, it sounds like it's learned all its lessons from the Neil Strauss school of gaming things.
Stop me, beautiful!
Dudes. Okay, this whole segment is just one big setup for Rookie of the Year here to use his egg whites to create a special homebrew with a random bedside beer so that it can then be mind-swept by Stifler later. And while I'm sure that's just as hilarious as you're thinking it is, the amount of timing, skill, and convenience to accomplish all this only works because the movie wants to have its Pudweiser and yeet it too.
So just relax. Take it slow. And let the good times roll.
Stifler has a severe case of resting psycho face, and I'm not sure how any of his idiocy accomplishes anything ever.
What's wrong? What is it?
Not recognizing the telltale signs that someone is about to spew chunks. You should have been diving for cover about 3 seconds prior to this.
Hey, Stifler. How's the pale ale?
Confessing to doing the deed and thus opening yourself up for eventual revenge. Even Batman wouldn't have been able to get that confession out of me.
Dude, that chick's a MILF.
Dragging John Cho into this nonsense and then having him be the one to introduce most of the world to the term MILF. If I taught this flick in casting school, it would be a movie I'd like to flunk.
Enough of this blowjob bullshit. I gotta get laid already.
That's nice. Really, really nice.
Oh, come on. They were halfway up the stairs, across the room, at a party with multiple conversations happening between them and music playing. I'm surprised Jim could even hear him at that volume. It's hilarious to me the amount of half-drunk beers laying around at this party. Yes, I know wounded soldiers happen, but these are clearly laid out by a set team because there's no way these 2 stair banister beers made it unspilled through the entire party.
It's more than an agreement.
What, a bet?
A pact.
Friends in high school make an agreement, bet, or pact as the sole plot driver in a coming-of-age story cliche.
Separately, we are flawed and vulnerable, but together we are the masters of our sexual destiny.
The last time I heard that sentence spoken aloud, everyone took off their masks and robes and things got really weird. Afterward, I swore to myself I would never visit Cleveland again.
You're ruining my moment here.
Do you mean the moment you made the idea of sexual conquest at all costs the centerpiece of the movie? Yeah, I would hate to see that fine moment destroyed.
Now the sex. It's gotta be valid, consensual sex. No prostitutes.
Implying activities with sex workers are somehow invalid or non-consensual. I know you're trying to set some rules, but you don't have to disparage an entire category of people in the process. We now have a full The Pursuit of Horniness montage set to Harvey Danger's flagpole sitta, and I'm compelled to remind you that this movie made over $235 million. Also, we can clearly hear Jim typing here for a while as we're looking at his screen where all the typing has already been done. These idiots checking out their condom boxes in the middle of the hallway for so long that I swear there must be a puzzle on there like they put on the back of cereal boxes or something.
Well, if you want to get her in the sack, just tell her you love her.
Offering terrible advice and encouraging lying. I'm not sure which sin is worse, so I'll just sin both to be safe.
You're expecting to score with some goody-goody choir girl priss?
I can tell you from personal experience that during high school choir trips to Disney World, choir girls were anything but goody-goody. I have seen the Epcot bands that prove it. Choir girls might f*** around, but Mickey sure don't. Pre-stretching your prophylactics.
Well, this is the female form.
Waiting until your son's senior year of high school to have the talk. Also, using porn to teach your son about sex. All you're doing is setting him up for a life of mismatched expectations. Also times 3. Jim's dad said he just bought these magazines, but this issue of Hustler was the July 1998 issue, which wasn't in stores during the school year. Or at least that's what the virus I downloaded while researching this would have me believe. A clean floor, a made bed, a collection of jigsaw puzzles. This bedroom's orgy of evidence seemed more likely to point to a septuagenarian than a teenager.
My friends, they want to know, is it true? That he's equipped?
Movie gets lucky that Kevin gets asked this immediately after Finch tells him to confirm any rumors instead of before. This is not the movie Casey Affleck won his Oscar for.
It originally started as a sex manual. It's a book that some guys brought back from Amsterdam. Now it's full of all sorts of stuff that guys have added over the years.
Being excited by instead of scared of the all sorts of stuff that guys added to the pages of this book. Also, he said it was passed down each year to one person deemed worthy, so how is he able to pass it to his younger brother years after he left? Also, hiding your sex manual in a high school library. This is even dumber than the president's book of secrets being hidden in the Library of Congress.
Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo, magic.
What was that?
Sorry.
No, it was good.
Lying to your students. And so begins the defining moment of this sex comedy that turned into a billion-dollar franchise with 9 movies over 21 years. Because Jason Biggs f***ed a pie for a full 2 minutes, the brilliant Eugene Levy was locked into this shit for 10 full years, and the sentence does not fit the crime, damn it.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Cool, good cover story. Yeah. So can we talk about the fact that you put it all back in the tin and moved it to the kitchen table after your son had been apple grinding on it? How did the tin even survive? Also, why did Jim do this in a public space like the kitchen with several open window blinds? Beginning to think Jim's kink is actually exhibitionism more than fruit pastry-based cinephilia. The first page we see of this exalted book of love advice is that man's enemy is the battery-operated personal device. Finishes by saying, never leave her alone with one. As if the only way a woman might enjoy you is if you are the only way she finds pleasure, and I'm starting to doubt this book's long-term success rate.
What's your middle name?
Forget it.
Come on, I won't tell anyone.
Well, neither will I.
The movie leaves this middle name thread completely hanging, as if I'll be able to sleep at night now.
Hit that high C!
That's actually the G above high C, Stifler, which I'm guessing is the only time you'll actually hit that specific spot.
Just a second.
Basically, the instructions for this move are twist and dart, and you had to bring along the manual for this.
You know your Uncle Mort? He pets the one-eyed snake 5-6 times a day.
Sharing other people's sexual activities without explicit consent. Carrying your flute with you to world history class. I've known band geeks. They have lockers, just like the rest of the school, I promise.
How about tomorrow?
Well, I have ballet practice. Perhaps, I could come by your house afterwards. I could change clothes at your place.
Yeah, sure, that's the number one option here. Not a shower or a locker room situation or a go home first situation, but a movie needs the boys to perv out a bit, so she's going to change in his room situation.
I saw you making fun of me with your lacrosse buddies.
Did you though? I'm just saying this movie is trying to follow 4 different morons learning 4 different lessons in under 90 minutes. So every single story movement feels sudden and forced, and every single character feels shallow and temperamental. Am I accusing American Pie of trying to do too much? Yes! Yes, I am!
What am I gonna do, huh? Broadcast her over the internet?
You can do that?
No. I cannot do that to her.
Whew, that was close. Can you imagine a scenario where they broadcast her over the internet so they could all watch her undress? And then the movie still tries to make any of these people seem likable? And wait, why are they still talking?
Jim, get some fucking balls.
These guys might just be more obsessed with balls than sex with girls, and that's fine. I just wish the movie would pick a lane.
I'll do it.
Great. See you tomorrow.
What? You don't just let people have part of a duet. You make people audition. Do you even choir, bro?
Yeah? Well, you can't fake this. You better practice.
Turns out you actually can fake singing. Drunken people have mastered that art and labeled it karaoke. Setting up your nefarious voyeur stream at an IP with your victim's name in it and making the subject of the email hubba hubba. It's like you want extra time added to your sentence. Also, here's some more evidence that these weird Michigan schools are apparently in session in July, in case you didn't trust my porn research earlier. Also, look, I'm not trying to get on any lists here, but why on earth would you broadcast this instead of just recording it? You had streaming software, but not recording software? Wait, this is the outfit she had to change out of after ballerina practice? Dropping 4 giant chips on your keyboard and then just leaving them there. This is definitely not the angle Jim left this camera at. When he finished setting it up, it looked like this. Adia takes her sweet time inspecting Jim's room instead of getting changed immediately because the movie is going to try and make us believe Jim had time to run to Kevin's house. Easy now. If you run for too long in a movie, Tom Cruise will appear and bludgeon you to death with his footstool. Running is his thing. Do you know why Keanu Reeves doesn't run long distances in any of the John Wick movies? It's because after the last chase scene of The Matrix, Tom Cruise appeared and kneecapped him. That's why they didn't start filming Matrix Reloaded until 2002. Every time they show a close-up of this stream, it says movie duration 1926. That number never changes. So does that mean we've caught the producers here streaming a pre-recorded video for these scenes and they left the evidence on the screen? What on earth did they think would be so distracting that I wouldn't notice this?
She's going downstairs.
You better hurry back for tutoring time, Jim. Oh, you meant downstairs. Sheesh. This young woman is in no hurry to study, huh? It's almost like she was made up as some sort of objectified fantasy plaything by a male screenwriter. Weird. Listen, I wish I could be done with this scene that's aged about as well as that hard-boiled egg I found behind the fridge, but Jim, on the advice of his friends, is about to re-enter this room unannounced as a woman he has been videoing without consent is having some me time in the hopes that she will turn that me time into we time, and ladies and gentlemen, this fucking works.
It went out to every mailbox in the East High directory.
Cool. So since that inevitably includes at least one student with some sort of moral compass, Jim will be arrested, right? Expelled? Suspended? Will someone at least hit his knuckles with a ruler or something?
Hey guys, check this out.
Link and you'll miss it cameos. Doing this instead of simply unplugging the computer. You're setting yourself up to hang, Jim.
The is this?
Thing every single person who went back and watched this movie in the 21st century said somehow makes its way into the script. In the 4 minutes since Jim sent the email, these 5 got together and set up a laptop viewing station with chips and sodas in what looks like a living room?
No. Come to me.
Assuming he hasn't already.
He's in, man.
He is not.
Not again, man. Is that possible?
I'm glad you asked. Twice within 2 minutes? The long answer is there are possible techniques that some say could be employed to create these circumstances if a man has some training. Short answer, no.
Her sponsors here saw the thing on the net. I really don't think they liked it. How do you know that? She's already on a plane back home.
That's right. The only consequences the movie even mentions are for the victim. The victim!
I thought so, because this one time at band camp...
This cursed line accidentally inspires all manner of unnecessary sequels and spin-offs that are still happening to this day for some reason.
Hi.
She's here to make up with Oz because she saw him singing for a few seconds. That's it. That's all the info we have as to why she now likes him again. How are we supposed to care about any of this?
Tell him his subject grade.
Overlooking the DOMs. They need love too.
How am I supposed to know what my most emotionally significant moment was?
Don't ask us. We're just the audience. Zero clue.
So I said, all right, pay me $200 and I'll tell a couple of girls that you're dynamite in bed.
$200 in 1999 money? Jesus Christ. All Chandler had to do to get that same benefit was agree to remain handcuffed to a chair for a few hours. Also, the most unbelievable thing in this movie is that Natasha Lyonne is just a friend. Every single human at this school isn't falling madly in love with her.
Oh my God, you're gay.
Just a quick late reminder that Stifler was the breakout star of the series and people thought his shenanigans were hilarious. Ah, the 90s. What's that? They made one of these things in 2020? Hey, it's the classic X-lax a character and watch them dance the dance of the traumatic clenching scene. Movies are so much fun. Also, his butt hits that seat a good full second before anyone comes in the bathroom door, and then he decides to keep holding it in. And I'm not trying to get too detailed here, but when you're in that state, the decision was over as soon as you started squatting. Believe me, that has sailed. Quick question, why is everyone gathered here? What do you even say to round up this many people? Quick, come watch this guy who just finished pooping come out of the bathroom. I'm not sure I would drop what I was doing and go see that. In fact, I'm fairly certain I'd walk in the other direction.
Sex. It's always about sex.
Should have been the tagline for this franchise.
You got someplace more important to be, Ostrich?
Yeah.
Oz will now decide he made the wrong choice and will walk out on his team halfway into their final game. This does not make Oz romantic or chivalrous. It makes him a short-sighted asshole who should have realized he double-booked extracurriculars long ago, made a decision, and then stuck with his commitment. The fact that he's doing it because he has the tummy fluffies for someone in the choir is no excuse. Also, sure is convenient that both events are taking place at MSU, so he could just run there. Also, those cleats are useless now. Wait, they just happen to have a full extra outfit that fit him, but not shoes? This annoyingly staged camera shot where the person in front of Vicky was apparently in the way, so they moved her over so close to Kevin that there's practically no way he could even get in and out of that desk.
I want to have sex.
Saying this out loud instead of passing a note or waiting until after class to talk in private.
Come on, Cactus is our friend.
Cactus is never your friend. Never. Haven't you seen Fools Rush In?
You know, at band camp, we have dances like this, only they're way funner.
I'm not sure that would be difficult, considering the last minute has been one big boring high school prom establishing shot, like the director thinks he's Scorsese at the Copa or some shit.
I've never even had sex, and already I can't stand it. I hate sex!
Oh, now I get it. The message of the movie is that sex isn't the be-all and end-all of relationships, and that just being in the moment is what's important. Our heroes, while in the prom as happy virgins, ready to just accept life as it happens. That's almost wholesome. They're all still gonna get laid, aren't they?
Thank you, Great Falls. We're gonna take a little break now.
Going with a live band instead of a DJ. One of the great things about having a DJ is they can take a break, and the music doesn't stop when they do.
Chuck Sherman is a liar. I never had sex with him. He's never had sex with anyone.
I think this is supposed to be some sort of comeuppance for the Shermanator, and we're supposed to feel glad about it, but this is awful. What did he do that was so different than Finch spreading rumors about his sexual prowess? They both did the same thing, but somehow we're supposed to feel terrible that Finch got caught and happy that Sherman did? Justice for Chuck!
Once he tried to screw a grapefruit.
Stealing a punchline from Girls Trip.
We have been waiting for this for 4 years. Why else have we been friends with Stifler all this time, right?
We were friends with Stifler?
Finch would be excellent at CinemaSins. Also, basing years of friendship on the slim possibility that you might one day be invited to someone's lake cabin after prom.
You guys are gonna aren't you?
Kids!
We all made this pact that we would lose our virginity before high school was over, and tonight is supposed to be the night that we all do it.
Okay, but prom doesn't mark the end of high school. It's usually held at least a few weeks before high school ends. So why set the prom as the night? You still have time to fulfill your pact. Otherwise, why not just make the pact that you all lose your virginity by prom night? This pact is dumb.
Aged 18 years, the way I like it.
Just when you think there couldn't possibly be any more stores left in the cringe bank, the movie comes through with a hidden lockbox full of emergency cringe just in case.
Like normal style, missionary position.
Establishing any position as the normal style instead of just doing whatever the hell you want.
I want to hear you say it.
Okay, Victoria.
Skip!
So, are we gonna screw soon? Because I'm getting kind of antsy.
Michelle's turn is hilarious, and Hannigan slays it. If there's one thing I might consider removing a sin for, it's her. But I won't, because honestly, I've never looked at a woodwind instrument the same way in years, and it's a problem. The squeak toy timing is perfect, but also not cleaning up your toys. Oh look, it's the rarely seen a bunch of people lose their virginity at the same time montage. Who said movies weren't magical anymore?
It went by so fast.
First times.
That's what I've been realizing, is that nothing's perfect.
Right? Like everything has little mistakes or shortcuts or nonsense, like how your hair and makeup look this done the next morning, or how no one has wondered where that kid from last night ended up, or how little I give a shit about your shallow relationship.
I was used.
Some of them want to use you.
Cool.
Some of them want to get used by you.
You know, I just gotta say that women, like a fine wine, only get better with age.
The absolute sinful irony of a Hollywood film saying this.
After this, everything's gonna be different.
Nope. Pretty much the same. And you'll do it over and over and over and over. This loser hasn't learned to close his door, and now his dad is up Schitt's Creek because he still refuses to knock.
That's illegal? Very illegal.
Gentlemen, destiny awaits.
What's that?
Oh, it's just the greatest thing that humans ever made. The Vespa.
No longer will our penises remain flaccid and unused.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on.
She's kind of looking right into your eyes, saying, "Hey, big boy."
Hey, how you doing?
I love to sing about the moon and the June and the springer.
If you guys see him later, will you tell him Courtney says hi?
I told him to send you my regards. I didn't say hi.
Ah, here she is.
Buck naked.
Sex. It's always about sex.
No, it's not about sex. It's about money.
You guys are gonna aren't you?
Butthead! Dingleberry butt! Snotface!